And when something does get labelled alien, then an entire industry will spring up, dedicated to its destruction. Never was that truer than with the introduction of one very special foreign beauty. Introduced into Britain by Philippe von Seebold, a German biologist in the early 19th century, this fast-growing plant, producing big white flowers in the summer, quickly became a gardener's favourite. Well, I'm here amongst a strand of Japanese knotweed, and it really is like a jungle in here. It's completely conquered the surrounding ground. And it's hard to believe at one time this was a much sought-after ornamental, an expensive one at that, and was very prized in Victorian gardens. And you can see why. It's got many qualities. First off, it's pollution resistant, it grows in poor soil, and it's also very fast growing, can put on 5 foot in 4 weeks. And speaking as a gardener, I can understand why they prized it so much. In fact, in 1879, the Horticultural Journal of the Garden described it as one of the most beautiful herbaceous plants in civilization. How reputations are lost. Today, it's turned into the most aggressive alien weed in Britain, an outlaw we've decided to hunt down without mercy. True, this is no ordinary weed. It outcompetes everything around it. The plant's complex root system, or as we gardeners call it, rhizome, spreads up to 20 feet in all directions, as well as going down 9 feet below the surface. And just for good measure, the roots can swell and throttle entire root systems of other species. And these plants don't just grow downwards. Above ground, they can grow over 20 feet a year and rapidly swamp any vegetation in their path. But there is a dirty little secret in our relationship with knotweed. The most amazing thing about this plant is it's never propagated by seed. In fact, it's human beings that spread it. Let me show you the secret of knotweed's success. And it's this rhizome here. If I break a little piece of this off and take it away with me, I'd spread the plant. It can penetrate concrete and completely envelop a house. Japanese knotweed is now posing a problem to homeowners in the UK. Some high street banks are refusing mortgages on properties infected with the weed. And removing it is difficult. Not only is there the sheer mass of plant and root to remove, but the soil is treated as controlled waste. So a giant weed control industry has grown up along with the knotweed, and the two are now locked in mortal combat. It's a lucrative business, worth a staggering £1.5 billion per year in the UK. To clear the new London Olympic site alone cost one contractor £9 million. Clearing building land is a big part of the knotweed removal industry. So what do you have to do to get rid of it?
You have to erect a fence to prevent humans entering the area and causing what we call cross-contamination, so spreading it around. We'd basically apply the herbicide to the plant. It can in fact take up to 3 to 5 years and require several applications per year, if not more. The second thing is then to cut and clear absolutely all of the surface growth. We'd basically then put it in a designated area and then incinerate it, usually in a cage incinerator. And that's to prevent any small fragments being dispersed around the rest of the site where it could potentially regenerate into new infestations.
You deal with the soil, so this would be classed as a toxin, would it, or...?
It's classed as controlled waste, which is contaminated with active Japanese knotweed rhizome.
So it's a bit of a worry if you did build on it and you didn't get rid of it all, that maybe people have knotweed coming through their front room.
Literally, yeah, that does happen on certain cases.
So getting rid of it would be quite expensive, yeah?
Yeah, there's some horrific statistics out there. You know, if we were to eradicate all Japanese knotweed now, it would cost things like £2 billion.
The thing is, we've brought all this on ourselves by bringing in non-native species to an environment where they could spread without natural predators. The knotweed removal industry is here to stay, partly thanks to government tax breaks.